Okay. Well, hello to Honkai Star Rail. I've actually been doing this, but I've been running out of money, so I can't really merge them, the artifacts, and yeah, my artifact inventory is getting rather full. I need money. How's my power looking like? I could spend some. Current team is underpowered. Don't think that matters.
Time to say bye. Boom. Relax. Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom.
Kinda need healing right now. Badly if you could. Well.
Time to say bye. Boom. Not bad.
This is gonna be interesting. Okay, this Balu is not good. Better off going with attack.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Ill fate descends.
Stand still. Relax. Time to say bye. Boom.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Ill tidings manifest.
Whatever. Well, this is the current team I'm rocking, and it's not going too well because they keep dying. But that's fine. Alright. The agenda for today is to do companion thingy quest. Festival invitation. Oh, no. That's not it. The Hanu Prison Break and Dream Chaser Bulletin will have to wait. I'll do this first, and I think it's Sparkle. Sparkle has left an eerie challenge letter for Black Swan, and the latter has to rise to the challenge. Masquerade Duet. Speak with Dr. Edward. You receive a message from Dr. Edward. Dr. Edward has invited you to the Dreamscape sales store to experience a dream left for you by a lady named Black Swan. Of course, you know who Black Swan is, but cannot think why she would have left a dream for you. Go to the Dreamscape sales store to see. Perhaps you will only receive your answer once you experience it for yourself. Yes. And I guess I'll do Tamila.
Busier places mean busier business.
Trailblazers from the Astral Express. Welcome to the Dreamscape sales store.
Yes. Is that usually how you welcome customers? Long time no see, big ol' big eye.
Long time no see.
Oh.
I've already made the necessary preparations. Be careful. We did pass the safety inspection stipulated by Article 027, damage Ferris, and Article 076, However, this Dreamscape will feature unfiltered and unpolished fresh memory. It will make for a very vivid experience.
Does he actually curate these
Veteran gamers call this type of dream a
games?
thrill dream. I don't know if you're into that kind of thing. If you feel any discomfort, please leave the Dreamscape immediately and seek professional help. Luckily,
Thrill
I
dream.
just so happen to be an excellent doctor. Albeit a
Yeah,
psychiatrist.
Dr. Edward.
Let us begin. Please, close your eyes and rest your forehead on the dream.
Alright, sure.
Oh, yes. And yet you forgot. That elegant girl mentioned something before she went.
The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the Dreamscape experience for anyone else by spoiling the ending.
Not for me. Black Swan is in your team. May encounter Trash Can. Lordly Trash Can, a peculiar entity born within the realm of fiction. Its story documented in the Nameless Chronicles. A lone and valiant trash can bearing the mission of the Garbage King to seek formidable warriors to eliminate all waste that threatens the world. Black Swan offered a special warning regarding this dreamscape. The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the dreamscape experience for anyone else by spoiling the ending. Alright. Black Swan is in your team. Only damage mitigation? Yes. Yes.
In my estimation, there is no question about it. This is murder.
Isn't this where the falafels are?
Murder. Such a foreign word to us.
The club?
The people of Penacony could never come to any harm while under the watchful protection of the family. In a dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer, at worst, you'll still wake up in reality in a hotel.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, you can't
Even
die.
if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent
That's
is
possible.
clear enough. You specifically came here to cordon off the scene because of the unsavory nature of this case, right?
You're not wrong. Even if there are no casualties, being smashed over the head with a hammer in the middle of the street for no reason at all? This is not the kind of thing that happens on Penacony.
Reminds me of Psychopaths.
You are guests of the Oak family,
Is that
so
the hammer?
you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby over here.
Yep. I was about to say, cool looking hammer.
Are you a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Tell the truth. Offer no explanation. I mean, they can't lie. Apparently. Let's tell the truth.
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If something happens in everybody's memory, then that something becomes a fact. If we had a little more time, I could have even convinced her I was Shipe the Harmony.
Oh.
Then on to the next order
Inception.
of business. Let's discuss your companion, shall we?
What, who, Sampa?
Memo Keeper of the Garden of Recollection. I've been watching you for quite some time.
Wait, so that's actually Sampa?
You stole a glance at me when you first entered the hotel. You followed me wherever I went inside the dreamscape. In the windows along the commercial street. In the pond water reflections of the Iden Park. Even in the reflections of the wine glass. Everywhere. My dear, do you have a crush on me? Well,
I would say it's the opposite.
seeing as you're so interested in me, let's play a little game. I
Let's
left a
play a
puzzle for
little
you, Nero Timon. Solve it and prove that you're capable of pleasing me. If you can solve it, then we can talk. Don't leave me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony gets flipped upside down, try to find me, catch me, and stop me.
There's actually more than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. She's mixed me up with someone else. But no harm, no foul. The address that the mask gave you is right here. But you never would have thought that when Miss Sparkle mentioned a game, she was talking about wanton slaughter on the streets of Penacony. Such a direct act of provocation is enough to get my competitive side worked up too.
Madam, forgive me. I had no idea about anything she said. As you saw, I went through a brain scan and everything.
Brain scan.
I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of warfare. They say you shouldn't kill the messenger. So, maybe you can just, let me go. You all are the big shots here. I'm really not on your level.
Oh, is that so?
What a frightened look you have. Don't worry. Since this has nothing to do with you, I won't be suspecting you of anything. Why don't you come take a stroll with me?
Oh, seems like I can't escape being an assistant detective. Oh, fine. It's all fine. No big deal.
So that's actually Sampa. I'm out of here. Alright. The two Bloodhound guards are protecting the crime scene, ensuring no one unrelated to the matter is able to get near.
You don't think they'll realize we aren't actually detectives, do you?
No way. Please put more trust in me.
She's already cozying up to Sampo. Sampo. Hanu. Constable and bailiff. Wait, what? Can I actually play Hanu? Oh.
If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Yeah, what happened?
Who was the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari.
IPC.
Eyewitnesses reported that a tall, strong man wearing a large robe with long sleeves walked right past Shamari and suddenly assaulted him with a hammer.
Large robe, long
Shamari
sleeves.
collapsed on the spot and woke up from the dream. The murderer vanished in a flash.
Ooh, that sounds just like Sparkle. Her best asset is transforming her appearance to look like someone else.
That's illegal in the dream. Regarding the Sweet Dreams troop present at the scene of the crime.
Who are those two little guys?
Seems like the assailants stole the troop from elsewhere and deliberately placed them here. What nerve. They don't even have the slightest consideration for public order. Those two have clammed up. I wonder if you two could help pry open their mouths.
Looks like a puzzle that Sparkle has left behind for you.
Regarding evidence at the scene of crime.
Any leads yet?
This is a developing case, so there aren't many clues yet. All we have to go by are the weapon used by the assailant and the victim's ID. They didn't even take the weapon with them. Sounds like they're trying to provoke us. Despicable.
Yes. Can we summon the victim?
Where's Mr. Shamari right now? I'd like to meet him.
Time to dream again.
I'm afraid you can't. The Oaks came forward and calmed him down. Mr. Shamari expressed that he understands the unpredictable nature of dreams and went on to vacation in another dreamscape. Best not to bother him.
Yeah, where can we actually
Past
go to?
experiences always have to come first.
Other dreamscapes.
Oh, I'm afraid by the time we find him, half of Penacony will have been sent back to reality by Sparkle.
Looks like we'll have to play this little game of sparkles then.
Can't they just disconnect Sparkle if they know that's her? Or even suspect that it's her?
Do you two need anything else?
Thank you. I don't have any further questions.
You're welcome. If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Next up, let's interview those two over there.
That girl said they're always silent, but if they gave you a reaction, it means they're actually one of Sparkle's puzzles.
Not sure what the belt on her veil is for, but whatever. Strange. It's like unnecessary belts. Oh. Constable and bailiff, hello.
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the constable, and this here assisting me is the bailiff for this case.
Mr. Coldfeet, why'd you do it?
So they can talk after all. Miss Black Swan, they're heading straight for you.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you. I understand Lady Black Swan has quite the intellect. I'm sure you'll be able to get to the bottom of the Sparkle murder case.
Sparkle murder case.
The
No
Sparkle
one said
murder
that.
case? Wasn't the victim Shamari from the IPC?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other than the matriarch of the Goldhammer family, Miss Sparkle Goldhammer.
Sparkle Goldhammer.
Oh, I guess Miss Sparkle has written herself into the skit here,
I
and this has
see.
nothing to do with the actual case. Goldhammer? Is that her real surname?
Doubt it.
Never heard of it. Sounds made up.
Yeah,
Sparkle doesn't sound like a real name either.
definitely not. Same as
Miss
Black
Sparkle
Swan.
was supposed to receive 3 valiant warriors at the Goldhammer residence today, but upon their arrival, all they found was her body. Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer and died on the spot. Such a brutal act of violence.
I don't
My
know why I found it
investigations
funny.
discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort supplies back to their territory the day before, but they were unexpectedly ambushed by the Annihilation Gang. They narrowly escaped and barely got away with their lives, finding their supplies almost completely raided. So they all shared a motive for killing Miss Sparkle, to escape punishment.
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill her.
Is the case closed?
No, there can only be one murderer. It's not an unsolved mystery if there are 3 murderers. Hang on, wait.
Well, they kind of all done at the same time. Only one person can hold
If
the
you
hammer.
can't justify it, don't bother.
Got it! Those 3 were all vying against each other to be number 2. They couldn't have cooperated on anything. So it must have been one of them acting alone.
That actually doesn't make much sense. Even if they were on bad terms, those 3...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit. I've got the case file right here. If you want to learn more about the suspects, talk to me.
Alright.
Lady Black Swan, allow me to introduce the 3 suspects to you. Lefton, Zhongshan, and Wright.
Left on.
Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief
Zhongshan and
lieutenants,
Wright.
whose right hand was unfortunately severed while he was valiantly fighting off the Annihilation Gang. He's now learning how to write and hold a fork with his left hand. How tough that must be.
I mean, tough. He sounds like he's meant to be left-handed. But still, right hand severed. That's pretty sad.
Then there's Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the
Definitely
road.
Zhongshan.
He ended up smashing into the side of a cliff and getting his face disfigured. It's a real shame, as he used to be one of the rare handsome men left around town. Last of all comes Wright. This guy was so insatiably greedy that he still came back to try and embezzle the rest of the supplies after they narrowly escaped with their lives, lying about how the gang had taken off with everything. Lefton and Zhongshan were so incensed that they broke his legs.
Hang on, I'm confused here. Left on? Right? Is this some kind of joke?
What? Where did you get that idea from? Do you need me to go over it all again?
Yes, please.
Got it. But it sounds like Mr. Assistant Detective has his own misgivings. Would you like to go over it again?
Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief lieutenants, whose right hand was unfortunately severed while he was valiantly fighting off the Annihilation Gang. He's now learning how to write and hold a fork with his left hand. How tough that must be. Then there's Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the road. He ended up smashing into the side of a cliff and getting his face disfigured. It's a real shame, as he used to be one of the rare handsome men left around town. Last of all comes Wright. This guy was so insatiably greedy that he still came back to try and embezzle the rest of the supplies after they narrowly escaped with their lives, lying about how the gang had taken off with everything. Lefton and Zhongshan were so incensed that they broke his legs. That's all the intel we have on the 3 suspects.
So one has a messed up face. The other one has lost a right arm. Or hand. And the other one has broken legs. While you are experiencing this dreamscape, you can re-examine the details of the puzzle whenever you wish. It seems to be a convenient feature prepared by Dr. Edward. It's so nice. Constable.
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at that crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
Yeah. Alright. So if I broke his right hand, severed his right hand, he couldn't have possibly used that. So left on is definitely out. Broke his legs. Well, you technically don't need legs to swing this, but you also don't need a face either. So we're still going with a jump shot.
Holy moly! This hammer is super heavy. This must be the murder weapon for the Sparkle murder case.
Can we take it?
Miss Sparkle also used it to attack Mr. Shamari.
I'm barely able to lift this using both hands. I have no idea how Sparkle could ever use this to hit a target.
Is it heavier than Herda's hammer? Evidence: giant wooden hammer. Oh, it's wooden. The giant wooden hammer Sparkle used to attack Shamari. It seems to be a custom-made model specifically for her. It is extremely heavy, and even Sample can't lift it in one hand. What a Herculean woman.
Look, an ID card. Talent Motivation Department, Shamari. Is this the victim's?
Apparently.
Mr. Shamari's belongings should have disappeared alongside him as he woke from the dreamscape. The fact that this ID is here means Miss Sparkle placed it here on purpose to prove that she definitely attacked someone.
Further provocation. Evidence: Shamari's ID. The ID belonged to Shamari, a worker of the Talent Motivation Department in the Inter-Astral Peace Corporation. Most IPC staff value their ID greatly. Apparently, some have even installed it onto their forehead. Wait, what? Ensuring that they can show it off to people wherever they go. Sparkle probably left that at the crime scene to prove that she really did assault someone. They install their ID on their forehead? Well, like a facial recognition thing? Oh, it's definitely Hanu, of course.
Is that all the evidence? How are we meant to solve this with so little to go on? Oh, you scared me! When did you pop out?
The two pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack on Shamari. Miss Sparkle didn't leave them lying around for no reason. They're clues to the puzzle. But there are still some other clues that were placed in other areas, so they won't spoil the crime scene.
Well, let's go get 'em.
Isn't that a bit unnecessary?
No. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding a crime scene. Miss Sparkle is a law-abiding citizen who'd never bring extra trouble to the family.
Says the one who just randomly
Seems
attacked
quite
someone.
nice of her, if you ask me.
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investigation. Let's take her up on her offer then. Mr. Assistant Detective, this way.
I'm not sure how he is just straight up being part of this investigation. Isn't he just a messenger? This is a bit weird. Anyway, we are playing Hanu, strangely enough. Hello. You guys aren't gonna attack me, are you? Alright. What's this?
What's this little device here for?
Is it like a
Could you
button?
please let me know? It looks like a little button.
Yeah.
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. Whatever you do, don't push it!
I'm already standing on it.
That's the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Once pushed, Miss Sparkle and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke. Miss Sparkle also has her own button. The second she pushes hit, you and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke.
Pushes hit.
That sounds like both buttons can do the exact same thing.
Correct. Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Oh,
Aren't you going to ask me why?
okay.
Is this meant to be a Joker reference?
Why?
Because she is fair.
This is nuts!
Nuts. Evidence. Mutual assured destruction button. Apparently, one little press on this button will level all of Penacony. Who wouldn't want to try pressing it? Yeah, it might be fun. It's a pom-pom. What am I supposed to do about a pom-pom?
What's this? A plush toy?
Regardless of why it's designed to look like a conductor aboard the Astral Express,
She knows about
this
pom-pom.
doll, is it connected to the case?
Have you ever heard of something called a red herring in detective stories? It's a fake clue that leads you down the wrong path.
But
I
it's
see.
not it.
But when it's so obvious, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
That's just in case you didn't realize the ingenuity of Miss Sparkle and were worried about her throwing out a random, useless clue.
I see. Thank you for your keen insight. Then, let's pretend we were misled by a red herring. This doll, could it be connected to the case?
Changes her tone.
You don't have to play along that hard, you know.
It's definitely connected to the case. Pom-pom toy? An exquisite pom-pom toy. Who knows why Sparkle would have something like this? Maybe it's truly because the conductor's beauty is famous throughout the cosmos. Wonder if there's more pom-poms. Never compost stones minions with his wisdom, which is impressive. It's a piece of paper.
This notice seems like a hint for us from Miss Sparkle.
Goldhammer Residence Security Regulations. To prevent criminals from hurting our great and lovely Miss Sparkle, the Goldhammer residents shall abide by the following regulations from today onwards. All retainers and visitors must enter and exit the Goldhammer residence using the facial recognition system. Those who cannot pass through the facial recognition system will be killed on the spot. Okay, these regulations are in effect indefinitely. Okay, so Zhongshan's dead. It's looking like it's right. Unless Zhongshan actually stole someone's face.
That sounded like a story from ancient times. And why did the facial recognition system suddenly go out?
This is so her style, isn't it? Doesn't look like there are any more clues. Let's head back to the crime scene.
They're gonna teleport me.
Next, should we
Very
pin
good.
down the identity of the perpetrator? This evidence, I've been staring at it all day, but there's nothing that can identify the perp. Lefton, that guy lost his hand.
Yes.
Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? Right?
Yeah.
I remember this one best. Right has a broken leg.
I thought both
Why don't
legs
we
were broken.
flip the question and start by asking who couldn't be the murderer? After all, there are only 3 suspects, so elimination could be a valid method.
If you put it like that, then do you already have someone in mind? Tell me, come on.
Surely, then we would have figured it out by now. Yeah, let's exclude Wright. Hell yeah. Exclude Lifton.
So, who exactly is the murderer? Lefton, that guy lost his hand.
Giant wooden hammer.
Based on the bailiff's statement, Lefton's dominant hand was seriously injured to the point where he had to learn how to live using only his left hand. Swinging that giant sledgehammer to murder someone, that must be hard for him. Probably impossible. Lefton's suspicion level can be downgraded.
So, who exactly? Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? Right?
Not sure how someone can run so hard that they disfigure their face. Anyway, I'll submit something wrong and see what happens.
Oh, is that so? I feel like the evidence doesn't really match. How about you think it over again?
Poor guy. He was seriously injured and was all wrapped up in bandages to keep his good looks safe. If that's the case, then he couldn't have made it through the Goldhammer Residence's facial recognition system.
Yeah, he would have been dead.
That would suggest that Zhongshan is not the murderer.
And what happened to his arm?
By process of elimination, it seems that only Wright could be the murderer. That was easy. Let's tell the constable our answer and see what he thinks.
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
The murderer is Wright.
You have answered correctly! As expected, you didn't disappoint, Lady Black Swan. Game rules stipulate I must tell you where the next puzzle is.
Huh? The next puzzle? I didn't sign up for this.
Did you sign up at all,
Looks
Sampo?
like the key to winning lies
Why are
not
you
in
even
the
here?
puzzle itself, but in the motives behind Miss Sparkle's strange behavior. I'm afraid this chase may just go on forever.
Now, why are we playing this game?
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool? Do you plan on finding logic in the mind of a masked fool?
Could ask you that question.
That's exactly what I plan
Simple.
on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an overall principle behind the behavior. Memories cannot lie,
You know how they
and
all
hers may
masked
just
fools wear
understand
masks?
more about her than she does
But
herself.
Sampo doesn't seem to be wearing a mask.
Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle.
Maybe that's not even his real face.
I hope this time we can get ahead of the Bloodhound family. I want to try and avoid using my Memo Keeper powers.
Why avoid? Just use it. We'll be over. At this moment, the constable and his bailiff lay lifelessly, mere husks of their former selves. It seems they have already completed their mission.
Do you two need anything else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next up,
That girl said they're all...
Yeah.
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
Yeah, why play along with Sparkle's games? She could easily solve it
I told you.
and find her.
It's purely out of a spirit of competitiveness. And as a memo keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
Shouldn't you have some lackeys or goons do that for you? Seems kind of beneath her. And there's spheroids out on the street.
Get your tickets for Robin's Life in the Song concert while they're hot.
This is not a battle, it's just two
Oh,
others.
this place is a complete mess. And those two weirdos are probably here too.
Sheriff and the deputy.
There's nobody else at the scene. Seems like Miss Sparkle used the same method to send dreamers back to reality. Let's talk to those two there then.
I've never seen this NPC, this enemy before, a sheriff. Or maybe I have, and he died.
Detective Black Swan and Detective Sampo, you finally made it!
We don't know what we'd do without your help.
Why are you talking like that? Is this some sort of artistic performance that young people are into these days?
Is there something wrong with the way we are talking? Deputy Sheriff, am I talking in a strange way?
Of course not, Sheriff.
Oh, you're not?
The way you talk is no stranger than the cat that climbs the apple tree in my grandma's backyard.
Huh. The skit this time is a modernist one.
Modernist?
Let's discuss this difficult case then. The victim is a galactic business magnate named Sparkle.
Her again? Sparkle really is obsessed with scripting her own death.
Oh, for the laughter. If you undercut me one more time, I swear I'm gonna kick you in the butt. Ahem. Miss Sparkle came to the fashion store to buy herself a brand new tie. She didn't come back out.
Oh, okay.
After a long time, the shopkeeper went in to see what was going on, but instead discovered Miss Sparkle's body. She had been strangled to death.
Strangled.
There were 3 suspects on the scene, namely a Papashi shopkeeper named Rhett, a Foxian gambler named Zhang Shan, and a wealthy Intellitron trader called Lefton.
Uh-huh.
Our old friends.
It's not just to
Making
aid
a
your
comeback.
memory. We've added more descriptions to help tell them apart.
Miss Sparkle is so gracious.
Based on surveillance footage, witness testimony, and various pieces of evidence, the killer is ultimately among these 3, and they were not working in cahoots.
You're too lazy to be a suspect, right?
Oh, for the laughter! If I talk anymore with you, it'll make my pure soul filthy!
For the laugh.
Detective Black Swan, the dossiers are over here. You can learn more about the suspects from me. I trust you'll be able to cut through the hogwash and find out who Miss Sparkle's killer is.
Is she controlling them in real time? So we're actually talking to Sparkle right here? That's why she's very annoyed at Sampo interrupting her?
Let me introduce the identities of these suspects to you. It's very straightforward. First of all is the shopkeeper, right? He's one of the Papashi people and only stands as tall as Sparkle's waist, which is often a source of teasing for him. He can get pretty salty about it. Next up, you have the merchant Lefton. He wants to join up with the Penacony Trading Guild and is in direct competition with Miss Sparkle. That could be a motive for killing her. Finally, there was the gambler Zhang Shan. He lost a bet to Miss Sparkle, and he had to hand over his family heirloom. It's possible he harbored a grudge against her.
Definitely.
That's all the information we have. Do you need me to repeat it?
I have a feeling it's right again.
Sorry to interrupt your dreamscape experience, Madam Trailblazer. That segment doesn't seem to be in this dream bubble.
What?
But don't worry. I'll replay the records for you.
First of all, is the shopkeeper right? He's one of the Papashi people, and on next up, finally there was the gambler.
Also, I find it funny if it's a Papashi that killed someone. While you are experiencing this dreamscape, you can re-examine the details of the puzzle wherever you wish. Oh yeah. Same shit. Investigate the crime scene. What about the sheriff?
How's it going, Detective Black Swan? Have you found out who the killer is?
It's you.
There's an accounting book lying on the ground. It must have been specially placed there by Sparkle.
On the title page is written Chen Katong. Is that someone's name? A code name. Oh, I think it's the name of the owner of this book.
Sounds familiar, actually.
This
that
Chen
name.
Katong person should be Sparkle's targeted victim this time around.
It's the actual victim. Shin Katong. The account book of the rich merchant Qian Katong. For a merchant, it is probably something second only in importance to money. Sparkle probably left her at the crime scene to prove that she really did assault someone.
Memories seem to be different again. And there's the tie.
That skip before said that the deceased was strangled. Is this tie some kind of joke murder weapon?
The tag on the tie reads, "Only for Imperial Master Lefton." Seems like it's one of Miss Sparkle's personal belongings.
That's not how you use the word imperial.
Lefton's tie. A couture tie. A label says, "For Master Lefton's use only." So is it Lefton that killed? Sorry.
So, it's just like the first case then. Only 2 pieces of evidence. The rest hidden inside her memories again, right?
Most likely, yes.
Miss Sparkle doesn't want to distract your investigation.
But you are doing it right now.
She doesn't want to distract our investigation? What a law-abiding citizen this Sparkle is. Why doesn't she surrender then?
Not stairs. Oh no. Oh, damn it. There's stairs everywhere. Oh, there's no stairs here. Oh. Oh well.
A little stool that seems quite normal. There are 2 small footprints drawn on it in crayon.
A Papashi stool.
The footprints, which are half as big as standard, must belong to a Papashi person.
Perhaps it's just that this person's drawing skills are extraordinary.
So that should be Wright's stool. Yeah, Wright's stool. A small stool with 2 small footprints drawn on it using a crayon, indicating it once belonged to a Papashi worker. This is perhaps the most crude out of all the evidence. Miss Sparkle had fallen from her pedestal. Escape velocity reached.
What's that smell? Why is there a smoked red herring there?
What Can we actually eat it?
Mr. Sampo, take a look. This is a wonderful smoked red herring.
It's an actual red herring.
Somebody save me from this cringe joke.
No.
Even among the fools I know, Miss Sparkle's sense of humor stands out from the rest.
Have you dealt with many masked fools before?
No, only a handful. After all, I prefer warm memories baked in sunshine. They're the ones that usually belong to kind people.
Ah, she prefers kind people. And she's saying that, masked fools aren't kind. Evidence, smoked red herring. This evidence is obviously something comical Sparkle made. To avoid you thinking that you wasted time investigating this useless evidence, here's a recipe. Smoke the red herring, or any other type of preserved fish, until it turns golden on both sides. Place it into a dish. Remove all bones, then crush the meat. Add raw eggs into the frying pan and fry it until well done. Then add vegetables you like and fry that too. Then add in the crushed smoked red herring and day-old rice. Add some salt. Be careful with how much you put in. There's already preserved fish in it. Stir fry evenly, then plate and voila. Here's a smoked red herring fried rice. You're welcome. I'm not sure about crushing the fish. I kind of like more big pieces, you know, chunks. Of course, deboned as well.
This clock is
broken.
Open it up and take a look.
Oh, we actually have to do puzzles. Man, these puzzles are getting easier. How is that possible?
So there's a ring inside. This is evidence too. Why was it planted inside another device?
What's the ring supposed to be?
Because this ring was found inside the victim's mouth.
Oh.
We want to reconstruct the scene of the crime.
In the victim's mouth.
Hey, there's something engraved inside the ring. Zhongshan family heirloom. That should be it. Let's head out.
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective, but the puzzle this time is pretty strange.
Yes.
Have you found out who the killer is?
Elimination won't work.
Just some shallow intuition. Anyway, let's report back to the sheriff for now.
So we got the tie, left arm's tie. We got right stool, which means absolutely nothing. And we got the heirloom, Zhongshan's heirloom inside the victim's mouth. So it's either Zhongshan or it's Lefton.
Oh, for the laughter! Didn't think I'd be seeing Detective Black Swan so soon. Was that? You found out who the killer is?
Pretty much.
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. As smart as the nest of magpies roosting in the roof of my Uncle Frank's garage.
This guy is mixing up his birds here.
Then go ahead. Who is the killer, and what evidence do you have to prove the case?
The thing is, she could have been suffocated by the tie, or she could have suffocated because there was a ring in her mouth. Blocked her airway. You know, let's identify the
Good.
murderer.
Then let us appreciate your powers of deduction.
And that concludes the news. I wish you all safe and sound dreams.
How's it going, Detective Black Swan? Have you found out who the killer is?
It's right.
Have you solved the case? Wright is a Pepeshi citizen, and Miss Sparkle was a low-key bigot, always laughing at his height.
Miss Spark was a low-key bigot. Right, stool. Hell yeah.
This stool is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! That's the one! Miss Sparkle always teased poor Wright until he was unable to take it any longer. Eventually, murderous intent was born. Taking advantage of his position, he stole Lefton's tie and told Miss Sparkle, "Miss, please come with me to the changing room. I'd like to show you a matching tie." Miss Sparkle never thought Wright would retaliate against her, so she went back with him to the changing room. As Wright stood atop the stool and helped Miss Sparkle try on the tie as usual, he then suddenly pulled it tight. And that's how he killed Miss Sparkle.
Did I guess it right at the
What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
Is something wrong here? This is too easy. The first case wasn't hard, but this one...
As you can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence points to are not mutually exclusive. Which means, this is probably another prank from Miss Sparkle. Mr. Assistant Detective, please feel free to point out a suspect as the murderer.
Any
I
suspects.
see.
They're all murderers.
Sheriff, the murderer is Lefton. The evidence is the tie, right?
Correct, Detective Sampo. I never thought you'd be able to deduce the truth.
Oh, so they're all
Sheriff,
truths.
the murderer is right. The evidence is the stool, right?
Yes! For the laughter, how did I fail to realize this formidable intellect of yours?
Then, right from the start, there was no murderer. The evidence is the ring. Whatever, I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, that's right.
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius? How could such an unfathomable mystery be solved so easily by him?
She accidentally choked the ring down.
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a puzzle where every single answer is correct.
Why take it so seriously? Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius. If it's a challenging puzzle you want, please go out there and turn right until you get to the Intelligentsia Guild. We're only responsible for providing an entertaining detective experience. Anyway, since our genius detective Black Swan has cracked the case, I will now share Miss Sparkle's next puzzle with you.
So that's it? This is just going to go on and on forever? We can't do that.
There's only so much elation that we can have.
Then I wish you both the best. Oh yes, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you the answers for some of the outcomes you never chose.
Alright, go ahead.
Once again, another moment in
I say, go ahead.
Detective Black Swan, would you like to hear about the other answers that you didn't guess?
Sure.
Why, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Seeing as you put so much work into everything.
Murderer is Lefton.
Lefton is a wealthy merchant who has been competing with Miss Sparkle for decades. They're always at each other's throats.
Obviously, it's Chian Keton's count book.
This evidence doesn't really prove that he is the murderer.
Nothing. I thought there was an answer for every single permutation.
Don't go too far. Miss Sparkle will get tired. Lefton is a wealthy merchant who has been
This tie is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! That's the one! This tie belongs to Lefton, and it just so happens to be the murder weapon in this case. Could the evidence be any more solid than this? Lefton snuck into the changing room and waited for poor Miss Sparkle to enter before using this very tie to brutally kill her. And then he stuffed Zhongshan's ring into her mouth as a way to try and frame him. What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
I like it if, when I was right.
This guy, Zhongshan, is a card shark who used to play
Not only did he frame Lift, he also
He
framed
gambled away his
Zhongshan.
entire family fortune.
Alright, here's the ring.
This ring is a piece of evidence, right?
Actually, I should probably
That's
pick
right.
the red herring,
That's
right?
the one. What would a penniless wretch of a gambler like Zhongshan be doing at such a fancy fashion store as this? Because he was planning on robbing it! He'd stolen Lefton's tie and was just about to get away when he saw Miss Sparkle, the one who'd stolen his family fortune from him. So, he darted into the changing room and tried to get back his ring.
From her mouth.
Who could have known that Miss Sparkle would end up swallowing that ring? All Zhongshan could do was use the tie in his hand to try and strap down her neck to prevent her from swallowing the ring. But he unexpectedly managed to strangle Miss Sparkle to death.
Like the ring wouldn't have killed
What
her.
a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
But the ring was still there, so he never took the ring.
Wright is a Pepeshi citizen, and Miss Sparkle was a low-key bigot, always laughing at his height.
It's definitely the red herring. Hell yeah.
This evidence...
Nothing. I thought.
Don't go too far.
I
Wright
thought
is
there
a
would be
Pepeshi
something
citizen.
special. Oh well.
This stool is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right. That's the one.
That's the one.
Miss Sparkle always teased poor Wright until he was unable to take it any longer. Eventually, murderous intent was born. Taking advantage of his position, he stole Lefton's tie and told Miss Sparkle, "Miss, please come with me to the changing room. I'd like to show you a matching tie." Miss Sparkle never thought Wright would retaliate against her, so she went back with him to the changing room. As Wright stood atop the stool and helped Miss Sparkle try on the tie as usual,
As usual, but
he
Miss
then
Sparkle does
suddenly
not wear a
pulled
tie.
it tight. And that's how he killed Miss Sparkle. What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the murderer would still be at large.
There is no murderer at all.
What do you mean by that?
It's the ring.
This ring is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! That's the one! Zhongshan stormed into the changing room to try and get his ring back, flustering Miss Sparkle, who swallowed it. Who would have guessed that the ring would get stuck in her throat? Zhongshan repaid evil with kindness and tried to borrow a tie to help Miss Sparkle squeeze out the ring. But sadly, she couldn't be saved. What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the three suspects would all be facing grave injustice.
I'd rather not play around. We don't have very much time.
Deputy.
Excuse me? Is the deputy sheriff still around?
Its work is done and it's taking a long vacation now. Come talk to me if you need anything.
But I prefer the character design of the deputy sheriff. Can it come back?
No. Playing so many roles is tiring.
Playing so many roles. So it is Sparkle, and she's playing these roles in real time. I see.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now? Just keep getting led around by her?
Truly, Miss Sparkle is a fascinating person. She seems chaotic inside, but easy enough to understand. Like a performer on the stage or a child hungering for attention. This game will be over soon. This time, we're going to catch her.
Swan, Mr. Sampo, you're finally here.
Oh my god, those wings are so
I'm the
loud.
famed detective of Penacony. And next to me here is my assistant detective.
You're supposed to be Batman?
A murder in a locked room has left us all stumped.
As expected, another change in setting.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle, and we stayed the night. But this morning, Miss Sparkle didn't come out of her bedroom. The butler, Jean-Shan, said that the door was locked from inside, so we ought not to have disturbed her.
Butler
But
Zongshan.
Miss Sparkle had never slept in so late. And no matter how hard he knocked, there was no answer from inside.
As soon as I heard, I knew something must have happened. So I acted decisively and broke the door down to get inside.
The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying right in the middle, her face white as snow. One look told me she'd been dead for some time.
Yeah, she's really infatuated with
Thinking
her
quickly,
dying.
I grabbed the artist canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood, but alas, poor Miss Sparkle. She's left us now forever.
Besides us and Zhongshan the butler, Lefton the cook and Wright the driver were also at the scene of the crime. What would you like to do?
The answer is you.
Presumably,
You killed her.
Miss Sparkle is now carefully arranging the next crime scene, right? Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart-to-heart conversation with me? It might tickle a little.
Tickle.
Wait up! Wait up!
Honest kid. I know where you are, Miss Sparkle.
No
cheating!
No cheating.
Huh. Mr. Assistant Detective. You seem to be getting anxious.
No, it's... This locked room murder case is pretty fun. I want to guess who it was.
Uh-huh.
Let's go. Can't keep a girl waiting, can we?
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up! Wait up! Miss Sparkle has one final message to announce.
Ding-a-ling! Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama. The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it? Also, if you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
I wonder who she's actually announcing it to. Oh, well, whatever. Let's see what you got. The detective and the assistant detective have become two lifeless bodies. Seems they can no longer complete their mission. Oh. Sparkle has been panicked. That's the end of that.
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
Yeah, so she didn't know straight up where Sparkle was. Inspect the unusual trash can. Oh.
Make a wish.
There's no weird, sweet dreams troop, nor is there evidence strewn all over the place. finally caught up with her. But what's that thing? A Bella Boggian trash can? In Penacony?
Well, it is a dream world, so you can dream it up.
Dear Memo Keeper and Mr. Coldfeet, you made it. I didn't expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. All right. Miss Sparkle cares not for the faults of ants like me. Come then, this is the final question. Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night?
No murder case this time around?
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy. Come on, dear, give me your answer then.
Now, this is it is very old riddle. Assholes people, but let's go with the trash can. Sure enough.
Seeing as you're right here in front of me like this, then I guess the answer is a trash can, right?
Womp womp. Wrong answer. That's funky, but a wild guess. The correct answer is Sparkle.
Oh, okay.
When sleepy in the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs about all afternoon in a fluster, so is exhausted by evening, but has to still raise a hand to hold a toothbrush. Poor Sparkle. So naturally, she's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night.
What?
What the heck was that jibber jabber?
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as you've just tried to cheat. Wrong answer. Accept your punishment.
So it's all just bullshit.
Hey, watch the face!
What do you want to know?
Wait, what happened to my theme? Oh, what a...
Ill fate, you said!
More business, eh?
Stand still.
Converge and awake.
Activate her, technique. Just ignoring it, huh?
Relax. May as well kill them all.
Holy smokes! What's up with this guy? He just came out swinging from nowhere.
Huh? No voices? This guy's pretty quiet.
Miss, let's hurry up. Flip open the lid and find the girl.
Already found her.
Wait.
Right here.
Don't move.
It's simple.
Something's off.
Miss, you killed Sparkle.
She's dead
How is
again.
this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape?
She's sitting on gold.
Garden of Recollection. What did you do? You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the Remembrance has the powers to do that. You planned it out all from the start because she teased you and was pranking you. You wanted to kill her. Oh, I understand. You refused to let me go because you wanted to drag me into all of this. If I don't agree, I'll end up just like she did.
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. That's the promise of the family and the blessing of the harmony. Not even a memo keeper can break this barrier. There's no need to take such great pains. If you just want confirmation, I've already told you the answer, Miss Sparkle.
Yeah, that's right.
Miss Sparkle! Who are you talking to?
I wonder.
You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. Wouldn't that be you, Mr. Sampo?
This? Don't jump to conclusions! If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence. Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard to come by. So, deduction will do.
The hint for the final question was a little too obvious.
Oh, you mean the locked room murder? I thought you weren't doing that one.
All the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put into it. How could I ever miss it? The key to solving the puzzle lay in two pieces of information put forward by the detectives. First, the large splatter of blood at the crime scene. Second, the victim had been dead for some time. Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw two conclusions. One is that the murderer did not need to create a locked room case, because a locked room always needs a reason to exist.
Reason to exist.
But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery of the body. There was no third party at the crime scene to frame, and the blood everywhere didn't look like a faked suicide. That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. There is also reason to speculate that if the crime scene was a locked room, then its creator might not necessarily be the murderer. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone broke into the scene of the crime, why did the assistant rush off to staunch the blood? A trained professional was somehow happily destroying a crime scene just to save someone who's obviously been dead a while. The answer is simple. It's because the assistant detective is the murderer.
I fucking knew it.
At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tentatively speculated that the murderer had killed the victim the night before, but hadn't locked the door from the inside. And so, when he learned this piece of information, he realized that the victim had created their own locked room mystery. That's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible, to confirm whether or not the victim left any evidence implicating him. And, judging by his behavior, it probably had something to do with that canvas. Like some final words. Of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer to the puzzle isn't important. Miss Sparkle just wanted to pass on one hint to me. That the murderer is the assistant detective. Which means it's you, Mr. Sampo. I've been using this term of address, but it was you who first came up with it.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective than a memo keeper?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the surface of the water. Use some abilities and tricks to keep diving deeper, and touch that secret deep inside people's hearts. Salvage it, and protect them carefully. The truth does not lie. Neither do memories.
Exquisite reasoning, and very close to the truth.
Very close.
But I have another answer. Would you like to hear it?
The detective.
Another answer?
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom using red paint to create the semblance of spattered blood everywhere. And that assistant detective who was first on the scene, who confirmed her death, was not the murderer, but rather an accomplice who assisted her in faking her own death.
Faking the death?
What a pity. Such a pity. My dear, you were so close to the right answer. Unfortunately, the right answer is... Miss Sparkle's body.
What?
Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle's body.
What?
Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body even count as a real character?
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appeared in all 3 of those skits just then.
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo then?
Beautiful
There's
lady.
an actual sample?
I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing. I just helped a friend send a letter. That's all.
That's all?
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
Yes.
My dear, why so serious?
Why so
Haven't
serious?
you been
huh?
having a great time? I have, at least. You take the
Okay.
memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me? Ooh, we can dance ballet together.
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly? A masked fool inviting me to work together?
How would they even work together?
A show of unprecedented splendor
Record
is
the
about to
elation.
be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying family barriers. But, as I said before, a memo keeper can't help you. It's frankly above my pay grade.
She gets paid?
Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather behind you.
Zlocky.
The one who hired you to come to Penacony probably doesn't want you secretly linking up with other forces, right?
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch 2 fish with 1 cast, you might not be satisfied with your catch.
So, you mean you're refusing?
Yes. Well, these people.
Memo Keeper, did you think you could just leave?
Yes.
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me. Let's go, Sampo? Sampo. Who is... Sampo?
What?
This is Bellabog, right?
Did she use her powers?
I said, why not?
Oh, she did use her
Don't
powers.
worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on someone else.
Oh my god, is it Firefly?
village of dreams has been. But did you notice its nested structure? Being part of a play inside the dreamscape is as weird and captivating as being in a dream within a dream. That's the end of Miss Black Swan's dream bubble. Are you satisfied with your experience?
I suppose. How fascinating. How boring. It's kind of easy. Sampo turned out to be... Sampo.
I noticed that the people in your dream were familiar to you. It's worth repeating that dreams are just dreams. And in Penacony, dreams can be processed, or even tampered with. Things in our dreams cannot be trusted, let alone in someone else's dreamscape. If there's any information that you'd like to confirm, please do so by the cold, hard light of reality. Sweet dreams.
Really? I wouldn't do anything to her.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out with everything you've asked, as agreed.
So he is actually here.
Shouldn't you give my mask back to me now?
Mask.
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start respecting agreements? Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, third barrel on the left. You never saw me. But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? This doesn't seem like the Sampo I know. Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Urello 6. Am I right?
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. That really makes sense. Sometimes even an old-timer like me feels like taking the stage and making a fool out of myself.
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who values friendship highly.
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all, the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks isn't something old Sampo can stand by. Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
No, Giovanni.
Fine, I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it so seriously.
He was the guy at the Ethereum Wars.
Why so serious?
Cascade, I imagine you have already seen that dream bubble. Relax, I just want to know if anyone has come looking for you yet. Black Swan, you have a phone? You're Black Swan? Indeed, the Memo Keeper you know. I'll make this simple. That fool named Sparkle is currently searching all over the place for that dream bubble. I do not know what her intentions are, but allowing it to slip into her hands will only make the situation more confusing. Cascade, can you do me a favor and go to reclaim that dream bubble? Why don't you do it yourself? I didn't expect you to refuse me. I guess I could go myself, but I don't remember where that dream bubble was left. Can you remind me? In the Dreamscape sales store. I stole it. How could a Memo Keeper forget a how can a memory keep you forget a memory? Are you really Black Swan? Hmm? You figured me out. Ah, I'm not a true memory keeper after all. I can't believe you figured me out so quickly. How dull. Pranks are all about the back and forth. You've seen how much fun I have with that memory keeper. You should learn from her, young nameless. It's just the beginning. I'll be back. Bring it on. Please don't come back. Please don't come back. Nothing good ever comes from hanging about with a fool. Well, there we go. Man, these things are short. Challenge to the reader. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting. The dance is on. Memories are soft amber. Cascade. I imagine you have already seen that dream bubble. Relax. I just want to know if anyone has come looking for you yet. I'm getting deja vu here. You may also know that interesting young fool, Sparkle. She's recently gotten into disguising herself as other people, Cascade. Has she tried this with you already? Wait, then you might be... If that's the case, you could be Sparkle in disguise too. I see you're on high alert. What would you have me do to prove I am me? Unique expression, unique action, selfie. Some unique linguistic habits, like whether you add full stops or not to messages. But if that... Little Miss Fool excels in observation. There is a chance that she could perfectly imitate everything about a person. I think that the only thing that can differentiate someone from another is their memories. There is no way for an outsider to completely steal or imitate every ounce of a person's memory. It's just like when we met in Penacony, is it not? A strange dreamland surrounding us. A series of strange murders. People with differing dreams. The truth that lies beneath the water's surface. Do you need me to go on? I need more. I think I need more. I can't be the one doing all the talking. By your logic, you should also have to prove that you are not Sparkle, Cascade. Huh? I'm just joking. As a memo keeper, I naturally know who the person is on the other side of my screen. Miss Sparkle's pranks are not without their benefits. She is able to make us re-examine what we have seen and think about the appearance and reality of the dreamscape. This is also the reason that I shared the dream bubble with you. Alright, looks like she hasn't caused any major damage. I will put my mind at ease. Talk to you again soon. Right. Okay, maybe next time I'll start doing Hanu's Prison Break. And then maybe Dream Chaser Bulletin. Yeah. Right now these streams will be rather short because I'm just doing these small things. I think after the events, if I got time, I guess, I could start doing some more exploration and some world side stuff like this. Yeah. Right now I'm kind of dead tired, so... Oh, what's this? Trailblazer profile. Oh, nice. Well, I'm gonna save my energy so I can actually have some more to do Friday night gaming. Might start a bit earlier as well, so I can go to bed earlier. Yeah, more Cyberpunk, hell yeah. Oh, so tired. Dreamscape Pass, I'll do that next time. Alright, Peach I guess. These have been relatively short.